We're good? Okay, good evening everyone. Welcome to the third meeting of the 20th Town Council for the town of Bay Roberts. Just a couple of house cleaning items before we get started. We want to let everyone know that there will be a special meeting of council next Tuesday, December the 16th at 6:30 p.m. At that time, we will be bringing down the budget for 2026. And of course, that'll be the only item on that agenda for that meeting. So we encourage everyone to tune in next week for that. I also cannot but point out, of course, that the holiday season is now ramping up. And we've had some great events already here in the town of Bay Roberts. The Festival of Lights has kicked off with the open ceremonies. This weekend we had the Santa Claus Parade on Sunday afternoon and the Illumination Parade on Sunday night. And from looking at social media, I can see that there's different service organizations throughout the town have already started having their events as well, seniors dinners and everything, things like that. So lots of stuff going on, and the Klondike Gazette is available for anyone who wants to pick up a copy. And you can see there's an awful lot of stuff going on for the next month or so. So I encourage everyone to get out there and participate and make the most of the holiday season. With that being said, we're going to jump right into it, and we'll start with a motion to adopt the agenda. Councillor Petton, seconded by Councillor Franey. All those in favour? Motion carried. Next, we've got the minutes from November 12th. So, can we have a motion to adopt the minutes?
So move.
Councillor Betcock, seconded by Councillor Deering. And we'll scan through the minutes. Page 1. Page 2. Page 3. Page 4. Page 5. Page 6. Page 7. Page 8. Page 9. Director Squires, page 9. That motion for cleanup order, any of the statuses or?
That is for page 9.
28 Butlerville Road.
Yeah, those letters are being sent out that they're being forwarded to a lawyer.
Okay, we look forward to an update on that. That was page 9, sorry. Page 10. And no questions or omissions. All those in favor of the minutes? Motion carried. Next we're going to get into some committee reports, etc. Before we do that, a couple things I missed. First of all, Councillor Bowering is joining us on Zoom. Welcome, Councillor Bowering. We've got Olivia Bradbury with us from the Shoreline. Great to see Olivia with us tonight. And also important to note that it's the first public meeting for us back here in the Bay Roberts Cable Building Museum. So we're certainly happy to be back. I think staff is happy to be back, and I'm sure that the public is happy to be back. The building is a little bit easier to get to, I think, than up on the highway. So we're glad to be back, and for the foreseeable future for sure. So, that being said, we've got some minutes to adopt. First of all, we've got a closed meeting from November the 12th. So, could I have a motion to adopt those minutes? Councillor Bowering, seconded by Councillor Petton. We'll take a quick scan through these minutes. Page 1, page 2 of 3. I probably should note that that's when we had the St. John Ambulance group in to do a presentation.
Yeah.
And they're trying to get off the ground there in Session Bay North, so that's great news for towns and organizations throughout the area. Page 3. Any questions, comments? All those in favor? Motion carried. Next, we've got some closed meeting from December the 2nd. We'll have a motion, please. Councillor Daring, second by Councillor Betcock. Take a quick scan through them. Page 1 of 4. Page 2 of 4. Page 3 of 4. All those in favor? Motion carried. Next, we've got recommendations for the Committee of the Whole on December the 2nd, 2025. Now, do we just adopt these as a whole, correct? Or individually?
Individually.
Yeah, we
yes.
do them
Okay.
individually.
First up, Administration and Finance.
Yeah.
Appointment of Fire Chief. So,
We'll get Neil to do
we'll get
it.
Neil to those. Okay, go ahead, Neil.
Just trying to find it here now.
I just got voted out.
Do some.
Yeah, same here. Where were we to? 6-0?
5.3,
5.3.
recommendations of the Committee of the Whole,
Yeah,
Administration and Finance.
coming up.
Okay.
Mayor Seymour and councillors, we have a recommendation here. Be it resolved that the town of Bay Roberts appoint Mike Murphy as fire chief for another 2-year term as per the Bay Roberts Fire Rescue Operating Policy.
Okay, so can we have a motion for that? Councillor Petton, second by Councillor Franny. Questions or comments, anyone?
I think Mike did an excellent job in his last term, and I'm looking forward to see what he's going to do this term. Congratulations.
And he was the only one, I think, that applied for that position at that time.
Okay,
Yeah.
all those in favor?
You have a match.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure. We wish him all the best. He's done a great job, and I'm sure he'll continue to provide strong leadership for the Bay Roberts Fire Rescue. Deputy, you're still on, right?
Yep. Just-
Municipal Assessment Agency one there now.
Yeah, just trying to find it here.
I was having trouble signing that
Yeah,
earlier.
oh, I got
actually.
kicked out here twice.
Yeah.
I just got back.
5-2 still,
Yep,
but I can't.
I got it. Do you want me
You
to?
got it? Yeah, if you could take it.
All right, I'll move it on. So the next up is the Municipal Assessment Agency, Avalon and Urban Region Director ballots. The first one is the Urban Region Director. The recommendation, be it so resolved that councils vote for the Urban Regional Director for Municipal Assessment Agency Board is Fred Earl of Carbonear, and the appropriate ballot be completed and sent off on council's behalf. Do we have a motion for that?
So moved.
Councillor Franny, second by Councillor Petton. This should be cut and dry. We've already discussed it. Are there any questions?
No, no.
Hearing none. All those in favor? Motion carried. The next one is the Avalon Regional Director vote. The recommendation, be it resolved that council vote for the Avalon Regional Director for the Municipal Assessment Board, Eric Snow. Eric Clark Speech, I think, correct?
Yep.
And the appropriate ballot be completed and sent on council's behalf. Can we have a motion?
So moved.
Councillor Betcock, seconded by Councillor Franny, I think. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing
I
none.
think he's somewhere, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
South River, yes, that's right, that's what I was thinking. All those in favor? Motion carried. The last one on our Inland Finance, are you back, Deputy? or-
I'm back.
Okay, do you want to take it?
Okay, yeah. Eastern Regional Service Board election ballot, be it resolved that councils vote for the Conception Bay Center representation.
Nope, we did that one.
You did that one?
You got the next one, Central
Trying to
Collegiate.
catch up, Ascension Collegiate. Be it so resolved that council will make the annual donation of $250 to the Ascension Collegiate Annual Diploma and Awards Night.
Can we have a motion for that one, please? Councillor Deering, seconded by Councillor Barron down there in the back. This is one we do every year. Any questions or comments?
We're looking forward to attending this year as a day.
We're looking forward to seeing you here today, Councillor Franny. Okay, all those in favour? Motion carried. Okay, Public Works and Engineering. This is who? Councillor
Councillor
Barron
Boring,
taking this, or?
or I can, up to you, Councillor Boring.
No, but I think we missed one. We did
I don't think we did.
That's the one that I had started when I tried to catch up.
Yeah, you did. I cut you off, my mistake. Go ahead, Deputy.
Okay, Eastern Region Service Board election. Be it resolved that council's vote for the Conception Bay Centre representation on the Eastern Regional Service Board of Directors is Rod Delaney, and the appropriate ballot will be completed and sent on council's behalf.
Okay, do we have a motion for that?
Yes, sir.
Councillor Betcock, seconded by Councillor Pedden. Questions or comments? I don't think there'll be any. We've already discussed it. Ronald Ingstrom Cubits.
Yeah, and he's been on there before.
And he's been on there before, yep. So, all those in favour? Motion carried. So now we'll go on to Public Works and Engineering.
First one is the approval for the partial payment for 2010. Be it so resolved, the council approved the capital expenditure for Mars Construction for works related to the Water Street Phase 1 project number 17 MYCW 22-00074 for claim number 10 in the amount of $202,844.16. Funds for this expenditure are available in GL account number 6706-7300. And this will conclude the funding arrangement with the provincial government regarding Water Street Phase 1.
Okay, do we have a motion for that? Deputy Mayor Kearley, seconded by Councillor Deering. Questions or comments? Straightforward. All those in favour? Motion carried. Okay, Director Elms, you're up again.
The next one, we got approval for extra costs on Water Street Phase 1. Be it so resolved, the council pay the extra cost of $577,657.41, HST included, associated with the Water Street Phase 1 project, number 17 MYCW 22-00074, which was over the government funding amount of $2,867,166.16. And further, be it so resolved that the town applied for the Canada Community Building Funding totaling $321,458.29 to assist with the cost overrun on Water Street Phase 1. That was over by $577,000, $657 on e-glasses, 41 cents HST included.
Okay, do we have a motion? Councillor Franny, seconded by Councillor Patton. And questions or comments? Nothing. CEO, do we need a little explanation on how the funding from that is coming, or
No, I think we're good.
we're good? Okay. All those in favour? Motion carried.
Next, we got a capital expenditure for WSP regarding the Water Street Phase 2 project. Be it so resolved, the council approved the capital expenditures, invoice number 20251318 and invoice 20322215 from WSP Canada for work related to the Water Street Phase 2 project, number 17 MYCW 24-00045 in the amount of $4,096.88 HST included. The invoices will be paid when government funds are deposited into the town's account and available in the project account.
Okay, do we have a motion for that?
So moved.
Councillor Betcock, seconded by Deputy Mayor Kearley. Questions or comments? Hearing none. All those in favour? Motion carried.
Next, we got a capital expenditure for Englobe, part of the lift station upgrade project. Be it so resolved, the council approved the capital expenditures invoice number 00243298 and invoice number 00258243 from Englobe Corp for work related to the lift station upgrades project number 17 MYCW 24-00046 in the amount of $10,388.24, HST included, with the town's cost at 2020 being $1,909.87 HST included. Funds are available in the project account.
Do we have a motion for this one, please?
80
Councillor
money.
Patton, seconded by Councillor Bowering. Questions or comments? And that's an 80-20 funded program, yes, 80 provincial, 20 for us.
Yep.
So our total is $1,900
So
basic.
that's the one where we already replaced one at the intersection, I guess on the Pell's lot. But I think I seen staff there over the weekend. Was there an issue related to that, or was that something different?
No, the control people were.
Oh, okay, so they had,
Contracts.
we had to have our staff there with them, there, was it?
Nope, there shouldn't, we wouldn't have had, no, if it was on Sunday, it might have
Maybe it
been-
was,
It would have been over the top.
no,
when
it
we
was,
were able to
it was
water.
Friday,
Oh,
Friday afternoon.
Yeah.
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 That was when the work was being done.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, I just remember you saying that was replaced, and then I seen staff there.
And they
So,
were up
okay,
Farm Road today.
okay, perfect.
Okay, all those in favor of the motion? Motion carried.
The last one we got is the Eastern Regional Service Board Waste Collection Schedule of 2026. Be it so resolved, the council accept the report as presented and post the schedule on the town's website and all other social media platforms.
Okay, do we have a motion for that? Councillor Betcock, seconded by Councillor Deering. Waste collection schedule of 2026. Any questions or comments?
Your
That
worship, we did get Director Elms wrote a letter with the town requiring priority for the bulk garbage.
Yep.
And the letter we got back today is, unless they have issues last year like they had with the RFQ or RFP, that they would certainly give us priority and we'd be very early in the spring.
Perfect.
And they technically actually don't do bulk garbage from June to like September or something. So they acknowledged the letter, which was nice. They wrote us back and they're going to do whatever they can to get us in early.
So for residents, be prepared for a spring bulk garbage collection, hopefully, if the RFQ goes okay. And remember that next year, that's the only one that there's going to be, is the one in the spring. And it's going to be an appointment where you have to make your appointment with Eastern Waste Management and they'll come pick up your bulk. Correct? Yep. Perfect. Okay, all those in favor? Motion carried. All right, under new business,
That's
finance,
the last one.
sorry, I missed one?
Yeah, just before.
Oh,
you
yeah, the
start
recommendations
accepting
of the committee
as
of the
they
Let's see. All right. So, recommendation. This is the Committee of the Whole minutes for December the 2nd, 2025. Be it resolved that Council approve the Committee of the Whole minutes for the meeting held on December the 2nd, 2025, as presented to Council. Can we have a motion, please? Deputy Mayor Kearley, second by Councillor Patton. Any questions or comments on those minutes? All those in favor? Motion carried.
I think, Mayor Seymour, we should mention again,
Yep.
because we're fairly new into the process, only a couple of meetings, that even though it seemed like we went through all these recommendations fairly quick without discussion, these were all done at our Committee of the Whole meeting, which is also open to the public and broadcast on YouTube. So the discussion was last week. We're just formalising it with a public meeting vote, which is a requirement. So
That's an excellent point.
just,
So,
make,
the way the
make
process,
sure people know.
the way the process is laid out, the committee of the whole is on the first Tuesday of the month, and that's open to the public and is televised. That's where most of the stuff gets debated and discussed, and then a decision is made, and then at the regular meeting in the following week, i.e. tonight, then it's just simply ratified. You're right, correct.
Yeah, because we're only in a couple of meetings in that process, that new format, I should say.
Okay, new business, finance and admin, accounts payable. CEO, will I do this one? I guess we'll.
You can go through. The
So-
one thing about, I would like to note for the viewers about the public meetings. So what we will do is the committee of the whole meetings will be posted so people could go back and look at the discussion. But the committee of the whole or the public meetings will be posted simultaneously once the final minutes of the public meeting are accepted. So once the minutes are accepted for that public meeting, the next day, the committee of the whole minutes meeting and the public meeting will be put up. So you can go in and watch the discussion on the committee of the whole, then you can see the recommendations and the decisions that were made at public meeting. So it's full transparency.
Good point.
Okay, so, accounts payable. So please find attached a copy of the check register of accounts to be paid, as well as the monthly recurring payments month end. If you, there are 2 attached reports. Report 1, $81,668.02. That's checks that have been issued that have to be paid. And then report 2 is $64,771.48. These are outstanding payables. These are checks to be issued pending council approval. So the total is $646,439.50. And the recommendation that council approve the accounts payable listed in the amount of $646,439.50 up to and including December 9th as presented. Do we have a motion, please? Councillor Petton, seconded by Councillor Freeney. So we'll run through them. The first one, report, is just 1 page. That's the regular monthly bills. Shouldn't be any questions on that, I don't think. Hearing nothing, we'll move on to page. The next one, there's 12 pages on this one, so these are the ones that have to be approved. So, page 3 of 12. Hearing nothing, we'll move on to page 4 of 12. We'll move on to page 5 of 12. Page 6 of 12. Page 7 of 12. Page 8 of 12. Page 9 of 12. Ten of 12. 11 of 12. And that's Councillor Deary.
343. So that's for the culverts for Hope Avenue. All that turned out good after, so.
So far. I think it's paid.
Are we
Still waiting.
are we going to get paving done now? There's snow down. There's a section on Water Street there, just up the road.
Several sections.
Sarah's Road.
Where, yeah, unless the weather changes.
Thursday is supposed to be +7.
Yeah. We're not as bad as St. John's in the metro area. They're in a lot dire need than us. We're lucky we only got 2 cuts left to do. But the weather has changed. You're absolutely right. They had a turn there for the worse. That's why going forward they had those water and sewer cuts in a little bit earlier. It's just that reminder that some years that cold comes quick.
Yeah, it looks like they got their machinery left behind.
It did this year.
They still have, they haven't closed shop yet, so I mean, if it warms up, like you said, they paid December 20th before, so.
Thursday's +7, so.
Director Rams, one thing I did note in an email I copied everyone on. I know Councillor Baring as the Public Works rep, we were going to write a letter or some correspondence to the contractor with our concerns with putting the pavement down in -6 and 7 degree temperatures and potential warranties, because.
Yeah, and I apologise I never got back to some of the councillors because I seen the emails. But I did write an email and I did get a response and I'll include this all in, but yes, it is under warranty. Any deficiencies that occur because of any asphalt that's laid during this time of year is going to be looked at after by him.
Good. Okay. Any other questions?
Just, one quick thing I noted, and it was way back in the beginning.
Okay.
And it goes, of course, for Public Works. I noticed I know this seems small, but a rental of a hammer drill, I think we got to look into it, and we've discussed it, getting some more tools up there. I find that we should have it. Couple of rentals and.
I'm hoping next Tuesday night when the,
I'll go shopping for you if you like.
next Tuesday night during the budget, I'm hoping to,
Don't give any away.
Okay, thank you.
I think you'll get your wish.
It's the Christmas season, Sean. Depends whether you've been a good boy.
He's feeling pretty giving, isn't he? Yeah.
Okay, any other questions? I don't want to be the Grinch here, but... No other questions? All those in favor? Motion carried. All right, next we have our meeting schedule for 2026. So the meeting schedule for 2026 was prepared by the CAO and Town Clerk for consideration and approval by Council. Meetings will commence at 7 p.m. The proposed schedule is attached. Committee of the Whole meetings will take place on the first Tuesday of each month.
I think there's a typo there.
Yeah, and the regular council meeting will take place on the second Tuesday of the month.
Yeah.
And of course, the schedule is attached and that'll be posted, I'm sure. So the recommendation is that the proposed regular council meeting schedule and the Committee of the Whole meeting schedule for 2026 be approved as presented. All those in favor?
Yep.
Oh, sorry, you have a motion first. Councillor Pettin, seconded by Councillor Deering. Questions or comments?
We're still all in favour.
We should, I guess the clerk and I would like to note
Yeah.
that with the first Tuesday being the second day after Christmas vacation, New Year's, with very little prep time and probably not a big lot happening, in January it's actually the second and the third week. So we just want to note that. We just thought to be more, better operationally as well.
Yeah, I
Makes
noticed
sense.
that.
All those in favor? Motion carried. Next, we've got some legal fees. We got an invoice, correct?
Yep, we can let our fine deputy mayor take those if he wish. Legal fee 6.3.
Excuse me, this one is for the purpose of the council's review, the following motion request. The background is attached is the invoice from Cox and Palmer for legal fees for quieting of titles. File number 300-294-29-0001, invoice 310049401. The amount is $321.43 and is dated October 31st, 25. We're requesting approval for payment. The invoice was discussed at our closed meeting, December 2nd, 25, and it requires a motion for council for payment. The recommendation is as follows. Be it resolved that council approve payment for invoice for Cox and Palmer in the amount of $321.43 for legal services, quieting of titles.
Okay, do we have a motion, please?
So moved.
Councillor Franny, seconded by Councillor Pettin. Questions or comments? Hearing none. All those in favor of the motion? Motion carried. Deputy Mayor, I'm going to let you continue with the next one.
Okay. This one's for our review for the following motion. Background is attached is an invoice from Benson Buffett for legal fees for quieting of titles, client number, matter number 17994-0001, invoice 13895 for the amount of $4,269.13. That one's dated November 22nd, 24. And they're requesting approval for payment. This invoice was discussed again at our closed meeting held on December 2nd, and it requires a motion for payment. So the recommendation is, be it resolved that council approve payment for invoice 13895 for Benson Buffett in the amount of $4,269.13 for legal services, quieting of titles.
Do we have a motion, please? Councillor Deering, seconded by Councillor Franny. And this has been already questioned and discussed. There's nothing further to add. All those in favor? Motion carried. And you've got one more there for sure. Two more, actually.
This one's for our review again. The background attached is an invoice 912-53553 dated November 7th, 2025 from Stuart McKelvey regarding file number SMO14509-00004. It's the town's lawyer in the case of the town's lawyer in the case is Jonathan Dale. During the closed meeting on December 2nd, council gave their concurrence to pay this invoice. However, a motion of council is required. So be it resolved that council approve payment for legals to Stuart McKelvey for invoice number 912-53553, file SMO 14509-00004, dated November 27th, 25, for the amount of $5,536.58.
Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Councillor Petcock, seconded by Councillor Patton. And again, it's been discussed and debated, but one more chance to ask questions. If there's none, all those in favour? Motion carried. One more, Deputy Mayor.
This one here is a letter for the purpose that the town of Bay Roberts is requesting approval to borrow from the Bank of Montreal in the amount of $1,300,000 for the purpose of providing long-term financing for municipal capital expenditures. Background on this, I'll try to paraphrase as best I can. The town of Bay Roberts has undertaken several major municipal capital projects in recent years, including Water Street Phase 1, Shearstown Road upgrades, Sawdust Road intersection, and the Shearstown intersection. In 2025, the town also purchased a 2009 Pierce Intel Quint fire truck from the United States that was previously approved through a loan. All these projects have reached their nearing completion. The town is required to meet its financial obligations to ensure timely payment to the contractors and to maintain project continuity. Long-term borrowing will allow the town to spread the cost of the capital investments over an appropriate amortization period to better align debt repayment with the useful life of the infrastructure while supporting essential municipal infrastructure, reduce pressure on the town's annual operating budget. So the total borrowing request of $1,300,000 reflects the town's remaining financial obligations associated with the capital work projects below. I'll go through them again there. Project overruns Shearstown, $362,733.91. Project overruns for Water Street Phase 1 in the amount of $232,330.27. Project overruns for Sawdust Road intersection in the amount of $94,708.17. Holdbacks related to Shearstown Road Phase 1 in the amount of $202,411.57. Holdbacks related to Water Street Phase 1 in the amount of $244,588. Holdbacks related to Shearstown Crossroad intersection in the amount of $81,615.13. Extra cost and fees related to the 2009 Pierce Impel Quint truck
Yeah, okay.
in the amount of $73,997.81. So the total above is $1,292,384.86. However, please note we've not received the consultant's final invoices, so there may be some changes to the above amount. Once we receive final invoices, the exact amount will be submitted to council prior to the submission for municipal affairs. So the attached resolution reads as follows. Be it resolved that the town of Bay Roberts is requesting approval to borrow from the Bank of Montreal for a 5-year fixed rate with a 15-year amortization of 4.62% for the interest rate for the amount of $1,300,000 for the purpose of providing long-term financing for municipal capital expenditures. The loan monthly payments are budgeted in the town's 2026 budget.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. So, do you have a motion, please? Councillor Petcock, seconded by Councillor Deering. Questions or comments?
I just want to note that the deputy didn't paraphrase at all. He read it word for word, so.
Didn't want to leave out any of the pertinent points.
Questions, comments?
No, all projects that, we had to get done and got done, so.
Now they gotta be paid for.
And now they gotta be paid for, yep.
Yeah, unfortunately, some of these projects do run into issues and troubles, and they run into overages, which aren't part of the initial budget amount. So there you go. If there's no questions or comments, all those in favour? Motion carried. Public Works. Director Elms?
Yeah, so we have a capital expenditure here for the Sawdust Road intersection project. Just looking for approval to pay progress claim number 4 from Blacktown Construction. It's the final claim and it will conclude the project. So council received funding in the amount of $527,838 from the CIP program, or gas tax, and the municipal contribution was $54,229. The tenders closed, the Black Diamond was awarded the construction cost And Harborside Transportation was awarded the consulting contract. Progress claim number 4 is the final claim and covers a force account and items related to the final commissioning of the lights, such as the pavement markers, electrical connection to the box, and installation of the street signs. The amount invoiced is $36,857.98 plus HST, and the total cost of construction to complete the project came in at $525,162.87 plus HST. I reviewed it. Like you said, the force accounts were reasonable. They're basically moving pipes and stuff that was in the ground, so you had to cover extra cost of that. They're attached so you can see. Just looking for a recommendation now. Be it so resolved, the council approves the capital expenditure for progress claim number 4 from Black Diamond Construction for works related to the Sodus Road intersection project in the amount of $36,857.98 plus HST. Funds are available in the town's operating account.
Okay, thank you, Director Elms. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Councillor Betcock, second by Councillor Bowering. Comments, questions? Should be straightforward.
Forward, yeah.
Great to see this one off the list. All those in favour? Motion carried. Director Elms, carry on.
Another capital expenditure here for Water Street Phase 1 project. Looking for approval to pay invoice number 1654 from Agathuna Drafting Consulting Company. So after this invoice, I think there might be one other invoice that is outstanding when they do their as-built and stuff. But this was work completed from September 1st to October 20th, and the amount invoiced is $26,010.59 plus HST. So far, the total cost of consulting to date is $168,460.43 plus HST. Municipal Affairs have approved this expenditure in the amount, but as you may have realized, they haven't deposited the money because the project has exhausted all the funding. And as a result, the amount of $26,010.59 plus HST is 100% responsibility of the town. Once again, the claim is compliant as satisfactory, so I need a recommendation. Be it so resolved, the council approves the capital expenditure from Agathuna Drafting Consulting Company Limited for works related to the Water Street Phase 1 project, number 17 NYCW 22-0074, in the amount of $26,010.59 plus HST. Funds are available in the town's operating account.
Okay, do we have a motion? Deputy Mayor Curley, and seconded by Councillor Petton. Questions or comments? All those in favour? Motion carried. Okay, Director Elms, you got one more there, I think.
The next one is just to update council on the snow clearing, those lanes that we talked about. Council asked myself to have and staff to utilize the Dodge plow and sander to see if it could operate on the roads. Superintendent completed this and informed me that the lanes are barely wide enough for the Dodge to operate, and staff had issues turning around without any snow. Superintendent had real concerns with the safety, as myself and the operators mentioned to me, that if there are multiple snow events, the truck can only go down so far. Where are you going to push the snow? A couple of the workers and the superintendent also stated that if it was a large snowfall, the Dodge would not be, or they had concerns that the Dodge would not be able to move the snow. So based on this information, I would advise council that, you know what, they shouldn't compete, or should not complete any snow clearing on these lanes because they do not meet the minimum standards in the town's non-conforming roads policy. So recommendation be so resolved that council deny the request for snow clearing from the residents located on the lanes at 387 Water Street and 5 Polish Point South based on not meeting the minimum standards in the town's non-conforming roads policy.
Okay, do we have a motion for this? Councillor Deering, seconded by Councillor Petton. Questions or comments?
Go ahead.
Okay, I guess we were talking about it for a while and we got our information we needed, and we can't have a truck down there stuck in half the day trying to get it out, so. Till they're brought up to par.
Right.
To anything with them.
If you want to bring them up to standard, you could reapply or make another request.
Yeah, I will say that the non-conforming roads policy as it is, we revamped that a few years ago, and we were very liberal with it. And if it can meet that standard, then yeah, it needs a bit of work before we get in there for sure.
Yeah, and that paragraph about our staff and their recommendations, them actually doing it, that pretty much sealed the deal, I think, so.
Okay,
And explains why we have the standard.
Yep.
Yeah, they would know.
okay, all those in favor? Motion carried. All those, anyone against? Okay,
Takes some glasses.
I got my 2 additions.
for a win.
Yeah.
Okay. And before I move on to further in the agenda, I'm going to turn it over to CAO for a second.
Yeah, Your Worship, again, as I noted, apologies for bringing this late. Put an effort to get our contractors their money for Christmas with completion of jobs. We just got this in from our consultants, and it's related to Phase 1 Water Street, Mars Contracting Limited. And I know earlier tonight, you approved the 202,000, which was half the portion of an invoice, which accumulated the town's funds, into the town's funds and the project money. So I need a resolution now to pay the remainder of those funds. Okay? So, just making sure I got the right one. Okay. So, the only thing is with this, so what we're now is going to pay the difference of the bill that we split in half before. These funds here are on town funds, okay, which is part of our approval of the board that we just discussed. The only thing is there's some deficiencies left, and under the formula, there's $10,000 got to be held back from this final invoice. So it says, Your Worship, be it so resolved, the Town of Bay Roberts approve under Project 17, Multi-Year Capital Works number as noted, ends on 074, to Mars Contracting Limited for the balance of claim number 10, which is $320,919.61, taxes included, which less the $10,000 for efficiency holdback, totals $310,919.61, with funds available from the operating count, and as noted, is 100% funded and not cost shared.
Do we have a motion? Councillor Patton, seconded by Councillor Beckcock. Questions, comments from the board? Bills have to be paid.
Yep.
All those in favor? Motion carried.
And Your Worship, this is another file that I'm sure we'll all be happy to put closure to. It's the end of Phase 1 after 2 years. And certainly we're glad that it's on, and it is a good job. So as part of any job and under any type of statutory legislation, for all these jobs, there's a 10% holdback or lien on these projects. So now with the project ended, they've requested to our consultants a release of the holdback, which is 10%, which comes to $323,335.01. That's tax included. Be it so resolved that the Town of Bay Roberts approve the release and payment of the statutory 10% holdback totaling $323,335.01, taxes included, coming from town funds, operating, and it's under our water and sewer Phase 1 Multi-Year Capital Works Project 17, and the account as so noted.
Do we have a motion? Councillor Franny, seconded by Councillor Beckcock. Questions or comments? Again, should be none, but you're welcome to make them. All those in favor? Motion carried. Okay, we're good, CEO?
Thank you, sir.
Planning and Development is next. Director Squires.
This one here is a little bit different, as the fence constructed at 2 to 16 Neck Road didn't meet the approval of council due to the materials. So I guess I can leave that one for you to read the recommendation.
You want me to do the recommendation?
Yeah, so it,
Or I can read it, no problem.
it's, I guess it doesn't need the approval of council, so that will be council will make the recommendation to.
Councillor Becker, do you want to?
Yep, no problem. Be it so resolved that council issue a removal order to 2-16 Neck Road to remove a fence as the material or materials used in the erection and repair of fence shall only be a type which, this is the part, meets the approval of council.
Okay, do we have a motion? Councillor Patton, seconded by Councillor Frady. Questions or comments?
Again, we discussed that at a committee level.
Yeah, at the committee level discussed. It's not to the standard that the regulations call for, so yes. If there's no other questions or comments, all those in favor? Motion carried. All right, next we have correspondence for action. All right, so I'll just read it, I guess, and then we decide what we're going to do with it. Writing to ask for assistance for culverts in the existing front ditch property of the Bay Roberts Council in order to enter my property formerly owned by, don't use names, such of Country Road. The property is adjacent to a paved road right next to property X. If possible, I'd like it done as soon as possible. And this request is from a resident of Country Road. So, this came in, I guess, after the committee of the whole meeting, correct? So I'm thinking this goes back to committee,
No, I know that
or we can deal with it now.
it was addressed through Councillor Baring, who's been in touch with the resident, and I know that there's been some discussions back with our Director of Public Works and Councillor Baring, so I don't know if Councillor Baring or Director Elms, probably Councillor Baring, if you wanted to discuss.
Well, the request in the beginning was to provide the culverts in front of me. And as he was advised by our director that we don't give culverts. And you can see if the mayor wants to read the second correspondence.
Okay, I didn't see that. Do you want me to read it?
It's all for everybody.
Coming from a request for installation of culverts in front of my property in Country Road, I would like to propose that I, as a taxpayer paying a high yearly amount of taxes, purchase the culverts, which has cost approximately $3,000, and the council install them. That way the council will ensure that the job is done right the first time instead of possibly having to redo it in the future. The town of Bay Roberts has professional manpower and equipment which was well trained in this type of work. This takes part of the burden off the taxpayer. If the town's property and the main highway, which only benefits the council community residents, it's time for the council to make some changes to benefit the town and taxpayers. Respectfully.
I think we should send it to committee of the whole. Discussion on that would be needed, I think, to change stuff.
I second.
Okay, so we've got a motion to send it to, I don't know if you need a motion to send it to committee, do you?
I think we do.
Not
Just-
usually,
just,
just
uh,
come to a
concurrence.
consensus,
Yes.
Currents or consensus is fine.
right? So if everyone's okay, we'll send it back to committee of the whole?
I think that would be fair because that's what we've done with similar type requests, so.
I agree,
Keeping in mind now,
which
that's,
is why I suggested at the beginning.
keep,
Oh, did you? I don't think.
keeping in mind, that's not till January,
Well,
so.
there's a process. Okay, have we got consensus on that? Okay, we'll defer to committee at all. Next, we've got correspondence for information, summary report, Deputy Mayor Kearley from MNL.
Myself and Mayor Seymour represented the town of Bay Roberts back in late November at the MNL conference held in Corner Brook. It was my first one. Certainly, it was for me quite informative in terms of the size and the scope of the NL organization and its role in advocating for all of our municipalities in our province. So for me, it was an eye-opener and it was certainly informative. I don't know. Again, we'll summarize this time. The very first one that I went to was one on fire protection and wildfire. Certainly timely this past summer. but it certainly is on the agenda of all of the province and so on. And it's good to see that there's structure in place, I guess, for supporting towns as they deal with those, as they're probably going to become more common, as seem to be the common theme in that conversation. So, and the orientation for new councillors was certainly interesting and informative. The other ones that I attended were wastewater management, tourism, cybersecurity. I conclude, I guess, ultimately by saying that our participation with MNL is vital, because whether it be our town, but or a series of towns, trying to have laws passed as our environment and our context change, this is certainly a strong organization for influencing our provincial lawmakers. So it was a fantastic 3-4 days, and certainly I think most probably here have participated. I was the newbie from Bay Roberts, but certainly a great experience.
I would say the wastewater management was entertaining.
Yes, it was.
I think that was the topic 8 years ago when I was on council. I went to one of those.
And it's still a hot button topic because of federal regulations in terms of treating effluent or sewage effluent and total responsibility put on the towns. And some of the price tags for these projects are absolutely outrageous. We heard a story about a town of 800 people having to build a new facility that cost $23 million for 800 people. And the federal government is saying that the towns are responsible to pay for it. So I don't know who came up with this, but it's great.
Yeah.
I mean, but you got to put money out there to towns to help them pay for these projects. Or I will say that we are well on our way to we've got our transitional authorization in place, which allows us to extend our time frame while we pursue funds to engage in that activity. But it's going to be interesting to see the federal government steps up and put some money into these projects, because if they don't, I don't know if any towns are going to be able to do it. That being said, I don't know if anyone else has a comment on it or anything. No?
Good job.
Okay. So we're at the end of the evening, or for the meeting, sorry. I will say I'm sorry to see that, well, Olivia is finished after tonight, Olivia from the Shoreline, and it's been absolutely, now the door's not completely shut from what I gather.
No.
There is a chance that you might be back.
Yes.
We're hoping you are, and fingers crossed, because you've done great work for all of the towns in CBN and Joint Council in covering with Shoreline, so we're going to lobby on your behalf, be sure of that. So, that being said,
Just
Councillor Becker.
again, no, you mentioned at the start of the meeting, but again, a reminder to everyone that joint council will be held here tomorrow night at 7 p.m.
7
Is that
p.m.
correct?
Yep. Okay, thank you. So, do we have a motion to adjourn?
So
Councillor Pedden, seconded by Councillor Franny. All those in favour? Motion carried. We'll give us the word, Christine.